Hello, everybody. Welcome back to SketchCraft Live. I'm Rob Duenas, the podcast for art, games, and comic book junkies. Joining me tonight is Brandon Nom 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 James. How you doing? Also joining is Ashley West from GangFeather.com. Ashley, say hello.
Hello.
Oh, so soft, so timid. Hello.
Laughing.
Don't be afraid, Ashley. We're just going to talk about Copics. So, recently, Ashley went to the Dallas Fan Expo and she bought some Copic markers.
I did.
Tell us all about your. How's that going for you?
It's going great. I tried them out for the first time today, and I drew my most favorite character, Thane. And I think it was really funny. I was trying to buy these. I was trying to get as many colors as I could get with how much money I had. And I was like trying to remember what Rob said about what colors to get. And I think you said something about processed blue. And I was like, well, I think I'm going to get that for sure. And so that's all I remember you saying.
B05.
What?
B05.
Processed blue is B05?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got processed blue. It's just it. Anyways, and then I just tried to get, kind of a wide variety of colors. Made sure I got a lot of light colors and a few darks. But just stuff that wouldn't get muddled and turn into a gross mess of dark colors. And I got a few of the multi-liners and everything. And I already had white ink at home that I'd gotten like a few months ago, intending to use it. I got like a whole bunch of ink because I used to paint with inks like a ton. Like I used to paint portraits of people and stuff, and then I stopped because I got tired of it. And now I kind of want to not really paint so much. I just kind of want to. I used to do a lot of splatter stuff. Like I see you do splatter stuff sometimes, or you just do little splats and stuff just to kind of like give a little bit of emotion and life to things. I used to do the same thing too with like a fan brush, or whatever brush I needed. And so I kind of started doing that again today too. And when I was doing the kind of the splats for Thane's face, do people know what I'm talking about? Are we showing it or not?
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, I started doing. It was really funny. So the first time I did it, I was like, I was flicking it with my finger. Oh, that sounded weird. Okay. Anyways,
No, I get it. Do you tap with the back end of the brush, or do you actually use like the toothbrush technique?
I do it with the actual brush. Anyway, so the first I did it, and it like this big, like I tested it out first, and then I did it, and I was like, okay, here we go, and then it like. This big blob of like ink just went right on his face or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's great. I mean, I know how to get it off. You just get a wet piece of paper towel and just wipe it off. But I was just like, really? And it happened like a second time. And I was like, fine. And then I got the hang of it again, kind of getting used to it because it had been a while since I'd done it. And then it was all cool and I got it figured out. And so, yeah, and it was fun. Like, I'm looking forward to getting better and kind of more into a groove. So.
Yeah, this, folks, is. Can you see any of that? I don't know if they can see it like really closely. It's kind of hard. It's on Instagram, but you can kind of see me using the brush and kind of like tapping it, where you can kind of like take the paint. Even if it's white ink, you can take it and tap it. Here's a brush. I'm gonna try to simulate this. You can take the back end of it here and kind of do this, and this will give these splatter-like effects. You kind of see here.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want more spray-like effects, sometimes a toothbrush is a little easier because it's got all the bristles, and if you graze the end of the toothbrush with your thumb, you can get that spray kind of splatter. Really good if you like someone gets sliced in half, right? You want that geyser of blood effect that like they do in anime or in Kill Bill
or Attack on Titan.
Or Attack on Titan, sort of to bring it around circle.
Yeah.
So entering the world of Copics, amazing.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get them for a while. They're just kind of, they're like every time you go to the site, they're like, we're experiencing shortages and
Never go to the
you'll have
site.
them in what?
Buy it
Yeah,
through
never go to the site.
digblick.com is where I buy them through.
Dig
Well,
what?
even
Dick Blick, D.
Dig
I'll yeah,
Blick.
I'll put a little link right up here.
Yeah. I
yeah, but
got it from a
Dick Blake
distributor.
also runs out.
Yeah, but temporarily, like
I
they're
got them
pretty good.
from Imagination International. That's where I got them from.
I'll say just
Okay.
per price though. This is where I generally get.
Yeah.
How much did they run you, Ash, per marker?
$5.75 per marker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's freaking out of con, and I don't have to order. I don't have to pay for shipping or anything, and I get it right away. Whatever. Like I'm just gonna get it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get you. Sometimes, I'll go down to the local art store over here and I'll have to pick up a color or two I need, but it adds up. I mean, this is
yeah.
Copics are a drug habit. They are they're addicting. You love them, but they just drain your bank account. It's a pain in the ass. Sometimes
Yeah.
I wish I didn't like them so much, but they're just good. They're good markers. They last.
You want my advice
Mirror
on
heart.
how to purchase Copic markers?
Yes, Rob, please tell us.
I'll show you how I managed to get through $400 worth of Copic markers without spending one dime of my money. So let me type in Copic here, and I'll bring this up. Whoa, I should learn how to use the keyboard. So back in 2013, I did a bunch of these little head sketch thingies. You can kind of see here's the pencil sketch. Then I would print them back out. And I did these were 5x7, each little tiny head. And what I did is I sold each one for, let's say, 10, 20 bucks. Super cheap, right? $5 for shipping, so it was like 25 bucks, I did through a Kickstarter, so I grouped like 50 of them together, but I easily could have done that on whatever, Instagram or Facebook. And then each character, I bought the markers I needed for that character. And then I transferred colors over. So the colors for Vivi's hat became the colors for Zidane's hair. And so each little one, I knew she needed orange, so she had orange in her, Garnet had orange in her outfit, so that would buy me the orange markers. Freya would buy me the red markers. And then after, like, you can even see like the Mega Mans, like each one of these guys was 5x7. So all of these got paid for individually. So if I sell for 20 bucks, I bought at least 2 new markers or 1 new marker with each piece. And after 50 of them, I had all my markers. And the only thing I've done since is buy refills with my remaining commission money. So you can piecemeal each part, and the only thing you're spending is time.
Right.
This will allow you too to experiment, right? Because maybe you bought a blue and you're like, oh, man, I wonder what that blue's like, I do recommend if they have, I don't know if they have a Dick Blick store in Dallas or near you, Ashley. They have one here in San Diego, but they have a giant Copic thing. And what I do is bring my own marker paper that I like to use, right, with me, and I'll just quickly test out their markers on my paper, not their shitty receipt.
Right.
They have that receipt paper, it bleeds right through, you can't even see.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's horrible. So I'll try it on that, and then, even when I do like the bigger Copic commissions now, I always allot some of that money to try out a couple new markers every piece. To the point now where I don't think I've had to buy a new color for about, what, Brandon, maybe a year and a half, maybe?
Yeah.
Year and a half?
Yeah, and you get to a point where you can blend. If you need a certain color, you could blend two that you already have, and Rob's pretty good at that, and I suck at that. So
Yeah. So I would recommend, Ashley. I mean, I know it's not your own characters, but even your own character, maybe buy someone for
I
$5
don't.
or.
Well, I was gonna do others. I just did something that I was really familiar with because I'm like I didn't. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know how these markers work. So
Great thing about comic book characters, Ashley, is they're 1 or 2 colors.
yeah,
The classic ones like Hulk's
yeah,
green,
like
so-
Spider-Man.
and Spider-Man, right? So I would recommend again if you don't. That way, no one out there has to go and save $400 and hope they pick the right ones. Sort of piecemeal out, and then use the colors. Like if you got blues, Superman or fuck Superman, but like what's a blue character? Mega Man, right? Get a Mega
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
Pick a blue character, an Avatar, right? And no one wants a Sonic. There you go, Sonic the Hedgehog. That would be my advice for Copic markers, and always start light. folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get those giant marker sets with Copics. They're always super dark. They're like these
Yeah.
B29s, these stainers. I call them stainers. They're really good like towards the back end of a piece, but you know,
Yeah. I had to be careful with like Thane's like tattoo because it was like in that when he puts on the face paint, it's red. Normally it's black. And so with the red, I was like, I gotta really be careful with this red. And I really did go too dark too soon, and I had to like paint over it with white ink and kind of like get it a little bit more whiter and opaque and pink. And it was okay. It's just gonna take a little bit to kind of get used to.
yeah. And I remind people like for me, I have there's warm reds and cool reds. Like a warm red would be more of like a salmon type color, maybe R27 or R05, and then a
Hmm.
cooler red would be more like an R37, like a carmine, or the code's R29. So that way, if you have a character who like this, like your Thane character is all blue, I would use more of the cooler red, which you did, versus a warmer red, just because he's primarily blue, right?
Right.
So awesome, Brandon. You have any advice on Copics?
Yeah, don't go dark ever, like really dark. Always start with the lighter ones, the 00 numbers. Um, don't go for a color that you think will be amazing, like a bright purple or anything crazy like that. Stick with something simple like the tans and the light reds and build them up. I made the mistake of going like, oh, this crazy purple, this bright blue that never gets used. It's just horrible. And we went through when I went to visit you, I probably had maybe 40 of them you had me throw out.
Yeah.
I mean, I have them, but I mean, I'm not going to use them anymore. I'm going to use the ones you use because, we're working together and etc. But that's 40, let's say 40 of them times $5.
It's
I'm like
$200.
$200 I've wasted there
Yep.
of colors I won't use because
Yep.
they don't either show up, they don't blend well, they muddy up the paper, etc.
And what kind of colors are these? Like some of them are stainers, you said?
A lot of those were colors that he wouldn't be able to find the color I would use, so he'd get a color next to it. Like if I said I use an R37, but they only had R35, he'd get that, and I'd be like,
Ah.
there's a reason why it's a separate code.
Right.
Here's a pro tip too. Also, folks, I want to give you some advice. If you're using Copics, you want to get nice smooth blends. Let's say you don't like all the markery textures. All you have to do is use them Copics, and then grab some color pencils and get a color that matches the darker version of the color that you're using. Let's say you got like a light green and a dark green. Get something that matches the darker green with the color pencil. You can blend out the edge using the color pencil, and make a nice smooth transition. And because at some point with the Copic markers, they're alcohol based, they'll just build up on top of one another. And so you won't actually, people go, well, what's a blending brush for? I'm like, I don't know. Fuck the blending brush. I don't, I don't
Wait.
ever, I've never used one and I don't like it.
Yeah, I did get one of those because whatever. I just wanted to try it. I understand you don't always need one, but I still wanted to see what it was like. But anyways, okay, so do you use the sketch Copics or the more like cube ones?
It's irrelevant. They're the same ink.
Yeah.
So it's just a
Okay.
matter of the type of tip you like to use. If you
Well,
like the
see, I
brush
like
tip,
to use I didn't get the sketch because I like to use the tip that's a little bit more firm. So I got the
right, the one that's like a pen nib,
yeah.
almost like, right, yeah. So that's fine. This is the same ink. It doesn't matter if you get the Chow, the Sketch, or the original super brush, they call it, Copic marker. It's all the same ink.
Yeah.
So it's just the kind of tip. Also, I recommend if your nibs get bad, just buy a new marker. The nibs are so expensive. I'd rather spend the extra money to get the marker and fresh ink with it as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that's about it for my. Oh, and try a bunch of different paper. Like if you use watercolor paper, maybe those blender brushes would come in a little bit handy because you could kind of pre-wet the area and get a watercolory effect with them. With sketch
Artboard?
covers, like comic book sketch
yeah.
covers, that can be iffy on how that works out. The chisel tips or the firmer brushes help a little bit more because the paper can be weird. So I use
Right.
B marker paper for myself. That's the kind of paper I use. But I think you're using Bristol board on your thing, right?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah, it's the art board, just illustration.
Which
I mean,
is
it's the
fine.
150 pound.
Do you like that kind of paperboard, Rob?
I actually do. Oh, Rob, never mind.
Oh,
Sorry.
either or of you.
Go ahead, Ashley.
I like it because the integrity stays. It stays with you. Like if you for some reason you have to erase a lot or something
Hmm.
with pencil, it doesn't mess. It doesn't tear a hole in the paper. It doesn't put a dent in the paper as easily, and I just like it. It's much stronger. So.
Ashley stabs her paper with her pencil still.
Well, yeah. No, I
She
mean,
just
sometimes they get worked up.
draw with you.
Sometimes they get worked up.
Like Beavis. You just rocket raccoon your paper. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Bristol's fine. You know, I mean, I would use more of the chisel tips with the Bristol because it's such a wide area. You know, for me, I just like the B marker paper. That's me. But I would recommend trying a little bit of everything, folks. Try a little bit of paper. Just jump between Bristol, watercolor paper. Don't get the super expensive shit because you're just wasting money. Kanzen has some really good in
See,
between papers.
yeah, I use Canson all the time. That's what I've been using for
Yeah.
quite a while. But so
Is there anything else you want to add, Brandon?
Nope, I pretty much don't bring much to the table
Yay! Yeah, Brandon wrote down no topics.
unless it's food.
He said that. No. All right, everybody. If you have any Copic questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll make sure Ashley addresses them in a future podcast. You can find her at gangfeather.com or Instagram. All the Instagram links are below. See us on Instagram. We are all there. Brandon, myself, Ashley, sometimes Wesley. So we'll see you all there. See you all next time on SketchCraft Live. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
bye.